Hi everyone, hope all's well. This is my Hotpoint Aquarius WF541 washing machine. Today we're going to be doing something that I have done before, but I've never videoed it, and that's changing this fascia panel on this machine. Now you may be wondering why do I want to change this control fascia. It's mainly because I actually want a timer display model instead, really, so I can see how long it's got left. I know these Hotpoints didn't really tell the truth about the time, but it would be nice just to have a timer and a bit more variability with the temperature and spin speed, hopefully. Here is the replacement fascia that I bought off eBay. It's a WT741. I'll have a closer up more look when we put it onto the machine. It hasn't got the soap drawer, so unfortunately we're gonna have to reuse this one, but it is the right one. It's just obviously the kg's wrong, because on the WT741s it was 7 kg family load. That's the only difference I think that I noticed with the soap drawers. As you already know, this machine's background, it has gone through a lot, so we're adding even more. It's had quite a bit of history, I think. If you are new here, I think I'll just quickly explain what's happened to this machine. So when I got this machine originally, it had a broken drum spider. It was knackered, and then I cut the drum in half, put a new drum spider and bearings into it, glued that shut. After a few cycles, it was a few months, but after I've using it, I noticed it did dribble a little bit on the spin, twice that was. It didn't leak in the washer or anything like that, but that kind of set my paranoia off, so I thought I'll change the drum. Unfortunately, the drum it's got isn't the right drum. If we open the door, you see it's a Beko drum. But you know, it does what it's meant to do, and it does work. This door seal's a bit knackered from when it had a broken spider. You see how it's all chewed up, but that's fine. So I think without further ado, we'll get on with it and get this machine. Well, I need to get this tumble dryer off of it first. We get that lid off, and then we put that fascia on, and then hopefully we'll get the bottom PCB sorted out, as that's got to be changed too, as it's obviously different to work that fascia. I haven't got that yet, so that will probably be a bit later on, as I'm meant to be getting it today. There you are, you can see the inside. That's the obviously you can see that's the Beko drum in there. Not too thrilled that it has a Beko drum. I don't know if I said that, but I would like to get that changed back into a Hotpoint WMA drum, but for now that will do, as it does work still and it's keeping it going. Right, let's remove that. Put that there. Let's get these screws out. Get this fascia off. Put them in there so I don't lose them. Don't know if I can get that screw out. No, we'll leave it in there for now and we'll get it out in a moment. There goes my screw. Alright, let's get that clip off this wire. Clip off the wire, should I say. Let's see if I can get this off as well. There we go. That's the old fascia off. Get that screw out. Pop that in there. So here's the old fascia, as you can see. Keep this as a spare, obviously, if I need to put this back on. I'll be throwing this away, so don't worry. Now let's put the new one on. Right, let's get it and put it on and see how it fits. Should fit fine, as it is obviously from the same range, almost. Well, it is from the same range, if you know what I mean. Same era. Get this on. There we go, that's that on. Let's put that in there. Obviously, you've got to clip it in. So I think that's all on, almost. I'll get the soap drawer on. There we go. Yeah, that's on, I think. Alright, let's get these screws and put them back in. And the last two screws, obviously you need to put them in the top, and then you can obviously finish this bit and move on to the PCB at the bottom. As I said earlier, that's also got to be done. Now, normally this would have been a lot more simpler, because obviously I've done it to my WMA48 as it was a WMA46 originally. I only had to do the top fascia and obviously the top board, as it's only got one board. Right, let's put this soap drawer back in and see how it looks. Yeah, don't look too bad. I'm pretty impressed with that. Apart from, obviously this isn't right because it says 6 kilo, but I don't really think anyone's really going to notice that, but that's, no, it's looking alright. Let's get the lid back on and then we can move on to the back of the machine and getting that old PCB out. Brilliant. I'll get them screws in off camera and then we'll get the back off. Okay, so we're now around the back of the machine. I'm gonna need to get this access panel off because obviously this is where the PCB is. Unfortunately, the access hatch on this, as you can tell, is a bit small, so we're going to struggle a bit probably getting that out, because you're going to have to try and get the wires off, and the PCB's a little bit taller than this access hatch, I'm pretty sure. Right, one more screw here and then we can just rip this off. And what screw is that? No, that's also started. Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be Torx, because normally the PCB's held in with one Torx screw, but on this is actually Phillips, which makes my life easier, which makes a change. So that's that off, the access hatch, and as you can just about see, well, you can't see, this is the inside of the machine, and over there is the PCB that needs to be removed. So let's move you over then, and I think I probably want to take photos of them wires quickly actually while I'm here, just off camera, so I can have a bit of a reference when I actually put it back in, because obviously I'm pretty sure these wires can probably go on multiple ways. I mean, normally they don't, but just to be on the safe side I will do that. Right, so we've just taken half a dozen photos of how the wiring room is, and I suppose we can now get this out of the machine. Alright, that's this screw off. I think it's the same size as, yeah, it's the same size as the access panel screw, so I don't really need to worry too much about getting that mixed up with them. Let's get this little white plastic piece off. Prise that off if we can. There we go. And then we just lift that up, get the wires off. Right, where do we even want to start? That's one off. Oh god, this is going to be an absolute pain. I'm going to probably come back and once I've done this, because this is quite a pain in the bum. As you can probably tell from me struggling there, because this camera's in my way, so I'd rather have a bit more space, unfortunately. I'll be back once I've obviously done this though. So the board's arrived, and I don't know if you can see it there, but it's actually a WT640 Hotpoint board, but this should fit the WT741 board, as it is from when I was doing research, it was exactly the same. But anyways, I have removed the old PCB. I'm filming a few hours later. I did get it all out. It was an absolute nightmare, but I had to do it off camera because I had to, well, I couldn't really get my head through it, but I had to kind of lean on the floor to actually look inside the machine. But that's all sorted. Got that one out. It's this one here. This one's 2008 and this one's 2007. But I'm probably going to put this on off camera, but then I'll screw it all back up and then we'll do a load of washing in it, as I have a load that I need to get done. I'll probably use it on number 6 if it all works, all going well. Alright, give me a moment and we'll reassemble everything. Okay, so I've got the new board in it. All the wires are connected to it like how it was on the old one, so hopefully it will work. Now I've got to put the PCB back into its slot and screw it all up, and obviously reattach the wires how they should have gone onto the brackets. If I can find a bit of plastic as well, pop that back over that. That's that on, and then screw it on as well if I can find where I put the screws. Oh, it's there. Right. Need a short screwdriver, but there you are. Right, that's that all on. Let me quickly pop all the wires into the brackets, and then we get the back on and we'll try it and see if it actually works or if it's going to blow up. Right, okay, so that's that all back on. That wire, well, these wires here, they don't go in that slot because they're too short. It's always been like that since I've had this machine. So let's put that back there, see if we can clip this on correctly, as this wasn't on properly when I first got this machine. Right, that's all clipped on. Let's screw it all back in, and then let's hope it actually works and we don't have any issues, because I think that might be a problem with the two PCBs not communicating properly, but I suppose we'll soon find out. That's that done. Right, let's snap that back in. Right, let's go and try it. Okay, so I've tried it and there is a bit of an issue with it. So if I turn it on, you might be able to see the issue already. That's not this is the thing, I have tried it with another cable. That's why I've got the top off. So I've tried it with 2 different cables and it still does this, but I know for a fact that it should work, because it did originally, all of a sudden it did start working and all the lights were like lit up how they should be. Like a moment ago, some of these lights weren't on, and then now they're on. It's a bit odd. So I think I'm just going to put a wash on and see how it acts. Because some of these lights, you can see they kind of flicker on and off, and I think that's something to do with the capacitors at the board, the main board. So I think what I'm going to do is put it on a wash just to see if this actually does work, and then when I have time I'll solder some new capacitors into the board, as I reckon that's the issue, as it does flicker a little bit sometimes as well. But other than that, all the LEDs I think are working. I mean, we'll find out when I put new capacitors into the board. Because before this light would always flicker, that's under here, and this wouldn't really show up. There you are, the lights come on now. It wouldn't really show up properly, so I think that's what I'll try and do, and we'll see how far we get with it. So let me get the load in and then we'll get it going. Okay, so let's turn it back on and see what it does. 40, 1400, hour and 18. Let's go. See what it does. That's the water coming in, so that's good. I know the motor turns, as I've kind of already tried it. Yeah, no, I think it's something to do with the capacitor. We'll just have to have a look at it, because I think some of the other lights are a bit dodgy as well. Well, I know they are. I mean, time delay don't work, so we'll try and sort that out another day. I think maybe I'll do it in this video, I don't know yet. Because as well, beforehand, this light here was flashing as well, what goes up with this light before, but it's not doing it now, so it has to be something to do with the capacitor, I'm imagining. I'll come back to it when it starts to wash. do the main wash tumbles, I reckon. So it's now doing fast tumbles. It's still kind of glitched, but it keeps correcting itself. It's a bit weird, as when I did test it on a fast spin, it did, like, all the lights started all working and it was all running smoothly, but then it went back to this. Yeah, no, I'll look at the capacitors, I think, in this video, as I'll continue it maybe tomorrow, this video, because I haven't really got much time tonight as I've got busy things going on. But I mean, the main thing is working, so I'm not really too mad about it. I can somewhat distinguish how long it's got left. I think it's 1 hour and 6 it's got left. I believe the starting time is 1 hour and 18, which ain't too bad. Yeah, I think we'll leave it be and we'll see if it reaches to the end. Right then, see you in a moment. Okay, so we're now doing the rinse and spin phase, and as you can see, it's still glitching out, and I really can't tell how much longer it's got. It looked like it had 41 minutes left a minute ago, but now it kind of looks like it's got 22 maybe. I don't really know. That can't be right though, surely. So yeah, it's about to do a spin. It's getting ready to do one anyways. That was a bit of a jump. Wow, it's just come off the hardboarding. Oh man, that was something else. Will it jump again? Nope. Okay, so we're final rinsing, and there's earbuds in there. That's just pros. It's got a bit of a 0, nearly a full 0, a funny looking 2, and a funny looking 1 left. So I presume that's 21 minutes left on the clock. It seems to be working fine, apart from it not showing the time properly. So I'm guessing it is something to do with the capacitors, but we can always, you know, I'm going to look at that after this cycle. I'm not going to solder them tonight, but maybe I will tomorrow if I have time. I don't know, we'll see. Because I do really want to be able to tell the time, as it is a bit annoying, but I can kind of decipher how long it's got left. Still quite shocked it did that massive jump before. I really weren't thinking it was going to do that on this cycle, but there we are. It has done this before with towels. It did that same thing, but it was literally hitting the glass side to side to the point where the machine just stopped spinning. I never got that on video, unfortunately. Alright then, if anything else interesting happens, I'll come back and then we'll continue the video. Okay, so it's finished. It's display. Well, it's trying to display end, but obviously it's struggling. Door's still locked, but I think I already know what the results are going to be like. It washes and rinses and spins fine, but I think it is something to do with the capacitors. So I think we'll get the board off tonight, have a look at it, see if it is the capacitors, and then maybe solder them in tomorrow, as it is getting on a bit and I need to do other things. So but obviously for you it'd just be a blink of an eye, as I'm thinking of just editing everything all together and just uploading it that way to spare you from wanted to know what's wrong on why the display's like that, I suppose. Oh, problems. We'll get there in the end, I'm sure. Right, okay, so night's passed now. This is day 2. I've come out here and had a look at it. I've had a look at the board, and the board looks fine. The capacitors look fine, so I just put the board back in, and I took this top board out of the fascia. And I've noticed that if you kind of bend the board, it actually makes these lights work properly. So at the moment, it's working as it should. As you can see, it's displaying the correct lights. As before, some of these LEDs weren't working and it was all flickering and all that. The interesting thing of this as well, if I turn it back to Fast Wash 60, which is number 5, you see it does 1400 on this model. On my, well, when it used to be a WF541, it wouldn't do 1400, it'd only do 1200, so I'll have to test that, I think. So I think it's something to do with this board then. I mean, a few people, because I put it on my Instagram story, a few people did say that. I've just never really seen anything quite like it, to be honest with you, though. I'm not really too sure how I'm gonna keep it fixed, because I feel like it's just gonna keep glitching all the time. But at the moment it seems to be sturdy, if that's even the right word to use. So if I turn it off, turn it back on, you see all these LEDs, including the time delays, working now. Because before, time delay also wasn't working, but it is now. And you know, maybe I fixed it. I don't really know what I did to fix it, but I might just put it back in and see how we get on. I mean, what else are you going to do? Right, okay, so it's all assembled back together. The PCB seems to be working. I've just done it on a fast spin. I put a dorsal in it to make it quite unbalanced, and it seems to be fine now. So let's switch it on. And as you can see, all the LEDs light up as it should. I want number 5, which is Fast Wash 60, but we're going to do that at 30 degrees with mini load, and that's 45 minutes, and it allows for a 1400 spin apparently, which I'm quite impressed with. As oh, there we are. Okay, it seems to be a bit dodgy still. Without further ado, I think we'll just start and see how it goes. See what Fast Wash 60 is like. So it's washing away happily. Nothing seems to be wrong, apart from it glitching earlier. I think it just dropped down from 37 to 31, I think. I don't know if that's the time of glitching, but I really hope it isn't. But it seems to be washing alright. Not anywhere near 30 yet though. But then again, 30 don't really seem to, these Hotpoints never really heat to 30 properly, which I found with the WF when I've used it on 30 degree wash, it never really seemed to heat to 30. And now we've gone down to 24. I don't really know why it's skipping down as quick as it is. There can't be enough time, surely. No. Well, the final spin's like 15 minutes, so surely that's just going to add on time. I don't know. Stay tuned, we'll see what it does. So it's draining for the wash spin, and we've got 19 minutes left. I have a feeling this might go down to 1 and then just add on a bunch of time, knowing what these are like. Yeah. I don't really get why it dropped all that time off before. I don't really see the point in it, but we'll stick with it, we'll see what it does. So it is rinsing now. It did add on a bit of time, but I don't think that's going to be long enough even still. I think that's still going to add on more time. I'm sure it'll do a massive jump when it does the final spin or something like that. As I thought, it would add on, well, it's added on more time. Every spin it's done, it's added more time on, so we're not really surprised about that, as I did even say, I think, that these machines add on time at the beginning of this video when I started filming it yesterday. So I guess we'll find out if it really does do a 1400 spin, I guess. If it don't, then it'll just do 1200, I'm guessing. I might also take them dorsals out just so we can kind of see if it really does reach 1400. So it does reach 1400 then. That's pretty good then. That's an upgrade from the WF541 PCB then, as it never used to do 1400, it only did 1200. I'll come back to it when it's done and we'll do a summary of what's happened and a bit of a conclusion. Okay, so that's that all done now. It's finished its wash. It's only not for displaying end anymore, as I was showing someone what I'd done to it, but that's that. Hopefully this won't glitch out too much. Hopefully it's going to settle in and I won't have this issue anymore, because quite frankly I don't really want to keep going in every so often just to fix it. I have got the tumble dryer back on it, so it ain't really convenient if it's going to keep doing it, but if it does, then I might have to try and bend this PCB out, because it seems to be, when you kind of bend it, it seems to be alright. But yeah, I've put it back in as it was, and it seems fine now, so I don't really know. It did glitch a little bit, but when you hit kind of around about here, it seems to correct itself, so I think I'm just going to have to live with it like that for now, and then maybe in the future I'll make a proper repair if it's going to keep playing up, or if it just gets even worse. But for now, that's that, and I'm pretty impressed with how the end result turned out, even though it's taken me just 2 days because of, well, I've just been really busy recently, so I probably could have done this in a day, but hey, I've got it all done now, so it don't really matter. Let's switch it off. Alright then, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see anything like this in the future of me modifying washing machines into different machines, then let me know and we'll see what ones we can modify, if I ever get any that I want to keep, even though that's probably quite unlikely. So this will probably be one of the early videos like this, but unless I have a repair that I need to do on them, like a serious repair, but I haven't at the moment. So yeah, alright then, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in my next video. So I thought I'd just say quickly before I did this video, I've used this machine today and we haven't had any issues with the obviously the screen flashing, or not displaying its numbers properly, as obviously yesterday when I used it on the Fast Wash 60, it did kind of flicker a little bit, and then I had to give it a bit of a bang, and then it was alright. But this time it seems, well, I've had it on for about 5 hours, because I've done 2 loads in it and I've left it on pretty much the whole time, so I think it's cured whatever was wrong with it in the first place. I'm not too sure, so if I have the issue again, I might look at it and maybe make an in-depth video about that. Anyways, thanks for watching again. I hope you enjoyed it.